Hi, it's Sam, and in this video today I'm going to quickly go through several smaller games that were created while learning. So these are very early games, kind of through like Udemy projects and things like that. So the first one is Block Breaker. So yeah, this was done during a Udemy course for Unity 3D. I think it was by Ben Tristram and the game dev team. It was one of their earlier courses. But yeah, it's basically a clone of Block Breaker, and obviously I put my spin on it with the picture and music and whatnot. So it's quite simple really. You use the mouse to move left and right, and left click to shoot the ball, and you just gotta obviously break all the blocks. Sometimes I did record a voice of it's a bit obviously repetitive, but this was one of my very first game experiments, my first sort of coding really. So I just recorded the voice out of my head, and the picture is of a close friend. But yeah, so just like normal block breaker, you've got to break all the blocks to get to the next level, and then each level you get more blocks, and each one takes a bit more effort to break. Like they get cracks in. It's quite difficult actually, I found. There we go, and then we've got different picture there as well. As these are pictures that I took. But you'll see the purple ones crack instead of disappearing straight away. I think there's 3 levels in total. There we go, final level. Not sure. Oh, I didn't see it. There's a white block there as well, obstacle, just to make it difficult and very, very difficult. Yeah. But yeah, that's basically the game. Hi Sam, this game's called UFO Rancher, and it was a pre-assignment game created before I started university. So I was still very early days, kind of learning programming. This was made in Unity, and yeah, I made that logo Sticky Gecko Games. Well, I didn't create the image, I'm not an artist, but yeah, I got it like a free asset sort of thing. Yeah, it was just kind of created a request from the uni to kind of gauge where our skills were at. So I think followed along tutorial to do some of these things. So the idea is you just got to collect sheep and avoid the bombs. So it's obviously quite straightforward. You know, all these assets were kind of free online assets. I didn't create any of those. So same with music and things. But it can be quite difficult because if you accelerate too much, it can take you a while to, change direction. So you can easily slide into the bombs. So it's kind of, you have to be quite careful actually. In fact, I can show you what happens if I do bump into a bomb. So it's game over, and then you can main menu try again. So you can do that. I'm not sure. I think there's only 3 levels in the game, but it's pretty simple stuff. It's like I said, it's mostly static, so you've got a simple rotation script for the sheep, and it's more about the movement, getting like the velocity and the of the player using the WASD controls, obviously collision detection. And then final level. And then obviously this one, I've got movement with the bombs, and they actually kind of spread out and then come back in. So it's actually surprisingly tricky. Yeah. So let's try and get it done. It's kind of end up following them around, the bombs around, really, to bang into them. I think we should be good. There we go. And you win. So yeah, that's the game. Thank you for watching. Hi, this is Sam, and this is Programming Prototype Boss Battle. It was my first ever programming assignment at university, so my first year, and it was still just kind of getting used to the very basics of programming and using the Unity editor. We've got rules. So the idea is you're just fighting a boss, and you just got to defeat the enemy as quickly as possible and avoid touching them or their projectiles. There are some settings, so the music volume does work. I'm pretty sure these work. It won't work inside the editor. I think all these settings do work. The leaderboard, I'm not so sure if I don't think I managed to get that working, unfortunately. But yeah, let's see what happens. So yeah, dramatic music. So the music, sprites, and all that would have been free online assets, apart from the health packs, which I'm pretty sure I created myself. The enemy AI is pretty much set up just to follow when you're within, I think, a certain trigger radius, which is very hard to get out of, as you're probably noticing. I died, unfortunately. I've also got music volume down here, which also works. You have to try and get out of the trigger area, because he pretty much auto-aims. The only way to avoid fire is to just keep running ahead of him. It's not very practical. But again, this was one of my first games, so it wasn't very thought out well. I was just getting to grips with how to get functionality working. I might be able to take a pot shot, say, one over here. There we go, got it. So yeah, very glitchy. I don't think the leaderboard, doesn't work. But yeah, that's pretty much it, to be honest. Thank you for watching. Hi, this is Sam, and this is my mobile application called Pew Pew. It's for it's a list builder, an unofficial one for the game X-Wing, which is a Star Wars miniatures game. So there is an official app for it, and there's a couple of fan-made ones. But I thought for my assignment I would give it a go. It was my first time creating anything for mobile devices, so it was more about finding out how to implement mobile-specific features. So this is what the main menu looks like, using the Android virtual device feature in Android Studio, and it's based on the Google Pixel XL, which is a 5.5-inch screen. So yeah, about just tells you about the app. Settings we haven't actually done. And then we've got save list and new list. So if we go to new list, we can choose between Rebel and Empire factions. Once we enter here, we can enter a name. We can either do it through the phone buttons, or because I'm showing you on a computer, I can use my keyboard. And then I can choose a ship from a list of different ships. So, for example, the Falcon. Then say I could choose a Y-wing. If I wanted, I could delete the Falcon and then choose a B-wing, for example. Oh, something happened there. Not sure what happened there. But yeah, so basically I can do that. And then I can save the list. And at the bottom it says data saved. There are definitely bugs. For example, the list name never saves for some reason. Didn't get around to fixing this. And then if I go to save lists, when I go home, choose Rebel, it's got a Falcon and B-wing. So the saving aspect of it does work, apart from, like I said, the names. We could also do the same for Empire. So Empire has different ships, so we can go for the Decimator and a Striker. And let's do an Interceptor as well. We can then enter a name, it won't save, but we can do that. Save list shows you the list, and if we go to saved Empire, there we go. Again, no list name, but we've got the correct ships. So you know, a lot of this was based around creating, obviously, the lists and tables. So obviously, I had to. Well, for starters, there's different activities. You transition from one activity to another. You then have this layout here. Normally using like constraint layout in Android Studio, so it's a bit smarter than the old legacy layouts. And then you've got kind of a list view of the ships. And it's basically, yeah, that's pretty much it. It's not too bad. It also rotates, so if I go like that, I can rotate it. Oh, wrong way around. There we go. So I've got a landscape layout as well, which works the same. And yeah, when you use it on a real device, it does work. It detects the accelerometer. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching.